this when they announced it in their top 3 things that they were gonna be at New York Comic Con. Who out there? This was it. They didn't care what else they missed. Make some noise, come on. We're aware, okay? We know, and we'd like to thank you all for coming out. You are right now in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm Ozzy Dave, your host. We got DJ Freefall, and we're bringing some music out to you. We hope everybody is super pumped and excited for this. This is about to get epic, and we hope that you get involved and have some fun. That's what it's all about. Woo! Okay. I'd like to give a big shout out to my 2 dancers once again for dancing and joining in. Thank you very much. Hi. All right, we're just a few moments away. I'm gonna check backstage, make sure everybody's ready. Is everybody ready out here?
Yes!
Okay, they're like behind a curtain. They can hear you. That was dismal. Do it now! It's all coming your way. Because in just a second, when we bring them out here, okay? This is New York Comic Con, okay? This is it. We have been waiting for this for months, counting down until we got to this panel, okay? The amount of you out there that were building this as the reason to be here. So I need to know that that is the reason you're here, okay? I need them to know that this is the reason you're here. I need you to shout. Waiting for it, scream. I need you to go wild and crazy. I need you to throw children into the air. That's how big I need this to be. Wait. Legal disclaimer. Do not throw children into the air. I'm not responsible for that, okay? Like, I don't want somebody going, hey, the guy on stage said it was okay. That's not okay. Here's what I need. I need you to go wild and crazy, okay? Because I'm going to start us off. I'm going to bring out somebody who's going to be talking you through this whole thing, and then it's only going to get bigger. You ready? Let's start big and move it bigger. Let's start it off. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to welcome to the stage the moderator for the Shadowhunters panel. I would like you to welcome Andy Swift from TV Live!
Hello.
I like your shirt.
I'm Andy Swift from TVLine.com. Thank you all for coming here for the Shadowhunters Season 2 panel at New York Comic Con. For those of you who are here for the Teen Wolf panel, sorry you see me again, but this is just what we do. Alright, we are going to bring out the cast really soon to talk about what's coming up in Season 2, but first we have some exclusive sneak peeks that we're going to sneak peeks. And we're gonna show you some clips and then we're gonna bring everybody out. So let's...
Oh shit, here we go.
Valentine now has the mortal cup with which he is no doubt raising a new army. And one of our own has joined him.
Looks like the Queen's taking back her kingdom.
As a result, Acclave has declared a state of emergency at the Institute. Their first priority is to replace the current leadership who they have deemed wholly ineffectual. It is an honor to introduce the newly appointed head of the New York Institute, Clave Representative Victor Aldertree.
Yeah, we knew that.
Did you know about this?
No. There's one behind my back.
My fellow Shadowhunters, it's an honor to be here with you all. We have to find Jace Wade. He's a Shadowhunter and we don't leave our people behind. The answer to his location may very well lie in this room. So I want to speak with everyone who went on a mission where Jace disappeared. One last thing. Effective immediately, the Institute is on lockdown. But it's only temporary. Let's turn this Institute around.
Wait, if we're on lockdown, who's out there looking for Jace? Won't think us will be. Don't worry, Jace is tough. Now, don't let him break him.
Oh my god. Oh shit!
Come on. We have to find Jace before Victor gets him killed. Training's important. So pay attention to what I'm about to show you. You need to watch your footwork. All Victory threatened to do Bloomy if I try to find Jace. So how do we get to him? Let's go again! Have you studied the art of war? It's not on the reading list at art school. You should learn it. Sun Tzu gives excellent advice. Like what? Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like fire. But my favorite? To know your enemy, you must become your enemy.
Uh-oh. I see what's going on there. Oh my god.
I'm a quick study.
Valentine is raising a new army, and one of our own has joined him.
We both want the same thing. To save this world.
If you kill him, you kill a part of me.
You don't have to protect me anymore.
You think you understand this world, but you don't.
You really think love will keep you from hurting your family and friends?
Jace is not your blood.
He's closer than one. I don't want to hurt anybody.
That's too bad, because we do.
And Kenta.
The worst vampire I've had. I thought Valentine was the monster, but you.
When things get crazy,
Your brother would only leave death and destruction.
I've had enough of your mind games. What is with that guy?
was awesome. As you guys can see by these empty chairs, we have a crap load of people to bring out. So I'm just going to start right away with showrunner and executive producer Darren Swimmer. Showrunner and executive producer Todd Slavkin. He plays Simon Lewis, Alberta. Save some for later. He plays Jace Whalen. The newest Shadowhunter, Clary Frey. She plays Isabel Emerald. One half of my personal favorite ship, and what would that be without the other half? Luke Garraway, Isaiah Mustafa. Next up is executive producer and the director of the pilot, McGee. And the woman from whose brain this all stems, Miss Cassandra Clare. Welcome everybody, I am officially deaf. Now we saw a lot up on that screen that I really want to get to. I'm wearing a Malik shirt right now, by choice. So I think I have to ask. I feel like there's a lot of romance going on, but I think Malik was really kind of the breakout couple from season 1. And we had that big wedding with the big wedding kiss. How are you guys going to top that in season 2?
I don't know. How are we going to top it?
We'll definitely top that.
Oh, we will. Yeah. Don't worry. You guys are gonna love it. It's amazing. I mean, yes, Malik is OTP, but I think we bring a lot to season 2.
Matt and Harry, were you guys prepared for kind of the response from fans and how much they really embraced this couple?
No, I mean, I don't think anyone could be prepared for that. I think it's been awesome that how popular it's become, and it's really been fun playing it. But it's really the response that's been overwhelming, and it's been awesome.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
I think it's super cool the way that Harry and Matthew have embraced an important relationship at an important time to make us all realize that love comes first, everybody's the same, and we're all in it together. What do you think?
We also saw that little training scene between Clary and Izzy. That was a badass fight.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, as you can see, Isabel's whip turns into a staff. How cool is that? And Clary gets to learn from the best. Yeah.
Yeah, have you guys had to do any sort of different or special training for this season that you didn't do last season?
We've been doing so much training. Yeah, Dom can attest. We've all been training so hard with fitness training and different martial arts with all different weapons to really try and step up our game for this season.
Dom, how did you
get punched in the face?
How did that work? I can answer that.
We got to punch him in the face for a while. Yeah.
You want to take a hit? You're still handsome though, right?
You guys, I have to tell you, Matthew is the most beautiful person
we will
I've
certainly
ever
get to that.
seen.
I want to talk about
So
just
much
that
better in
sort of fighting
person
scene
than
between the two of
he
you.
does
I feel like it's so rare to
pictures.
just watch, like, to get to see two women just like sparring on TV. I feel like it's always like a man who's like teaching them how to fight. So how is it for you guys? Just
Yeah, it's all about woman
badass
empowerment.
women.
It just goes back to Clary and Isabel's relationship, which has always been about sisterhood and about supporting each other and not being put in competition, even though our competitive sides did come out during that series.
Yeah, quick study.
Dom, I'm also a little worried about Jace, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've read the books, but I'm still worried.
You're worried about Jace?
I am worried about Jace.
Me too. I mean, the guys who've read the books, that's great. That's going to give like a decent basis for what we do in this season. We change stuff. There's stuff that isn't there in the books, and there's stuff that we've added early, and there's different things going on. We use the books, and Cassie's world that she created is so fantastic that we would be idiots to go too far away from that. But there are times where we have to keep it as fresh as possible for people who have read the books and do know this story and do still want a surprise when they watch the show. So I think all I can say is like things get worse for Jace before they get better.
Things get worse for everyone this season before they get better. Get ready, this season is going to shock you.
You're not going to expect anything that's going to happen.
And boy, do Malik go through it.
I'm happy going back to Malik. This is kind of a tongue twister, but are there any major Malik milestones that we can look forward to this season?
First date.
I mean, I think what's really great about this season is you see what's happening with Magnus and you see what's happening with Alec and how what they're going through individually, kind of how it affects the relationship. So we're going to get a lot of deeper background into the characters, and we'll ultimately, you'll see the first date, and you'll see kind of how it affects them together as well as individually.
I would also like to see a small sample of how Magnus conjures magic. More. The orb scene from the first episode.
I mean, it starts like this.
Oh my god.
It goes like this.
But it's super cool.
He's special effects.
By the way, he's got no shirt on.
And he's got cat eyes.
I remember the fans beating me up because of the color of your magic in the first episode. We corrected that, and I thank my friend Cassie Claire.
Very important, the color of magic.
It is important.
It says a lot about his mood, also his hair. His hair gets taller when he's upset.
But I did add more glitter, and that seemed to be received well.
You mentioned, that things are going to get worse for everybody before they get better. When I think about, who's struggling right now, Jason Clary, that relationship is hurting right now.
Awkward, to say the least.
What can you kind of tease about, what they've got coming up?
Their journey's still intertwined for sure, but we do have a fairly substantial weight hanging over our heads. Based on where our relationship is and what we're being told and the information we're being given. I mean, from Jason's point of view, he's on his own now, trying to do what he has to do in his mind and how he has to fix things. So he doesn't have his friends, he doesn't have his parabatai, he doesn't have his family to rely on anymore. He just has to kind of stand on his own 2 feet. And as far as that relationship goes, he's pretty lost right now, and he's really struggling. And as the beginning of the season starts, he keeps getting given information and new kind of evolutions that just throw him deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. So that's what I mean by it gets worse before it gets better.
Well, and what's very interesting is that Jace and Clary handle that news very differently, because not only is Jace finding out that Clary is his sister, he's also finding out that Valentine is his father. And Clary's been dealing with that since episode 2 of last season. So Clary is trying to push aside any other feelings and reach out to him as a brother and try and help him through that, because she knows how difficult it is to realize that your father is the most evil person in that universe.
Growing up is hard for everyone. Alberto down there.
Vanilla pudding!
Make it scream, it's so much fun. Simon, I would say more than anybody, physically certainly, went through the most changes in season 1. How are we going to see him kind of, coming to terms with being a vampire and having those abilities?
We see in season 1, Simon is trying to find a place, right? We see him go to the Hotel du Moor and kind of try to become a vampire, but it kind of doesn't really work out. It's this nice thing. So he gets banished, as we saw, and now he has to kind of find a place again. But in him trying to find a physical place to stay, he's also trying to find what this whole thing means to him now. So we see him start to play a little bit with this vampire strength and these other things that are the attributes that come to him. And we see him kind of start to own it a little bit, start to own who he is, own like the monster that lives inside, It's gonna be pretty cool, very exciting.
Vampire mojo.
And the fans want to know as well, in relation to you, they want to know if there's any Sizzy stuff coming out.
Well, right now, Simon and Izzy are in completely different zones. Izzy's so much with the Shadowhunters, figuring out this whole Valentine thing, and Simon, because he's a vampire, we all know they don't really get along with Shadowhunters, so they're very much separated right now. But I think it goes into the journey of Sizzy, that need to have them be apart and grow as people, grow into who they are, so that when they do find each other, it's there, and it's very, very tangible.
And the show that we're shooting next has some awesome Sizzy. Am I right? Those of you that snuck.
I think we'd all like to see a Sizzy reel of that. Yeah, that's no problem with the ring. Isaiah, what's Luke up to this season?
I think Matt wants a Sizzy reel.
A lot of love.
Jocelyn finally wakes up, and so you're going to get to see a lot of that relationship develop, and you see how deep that goes. And you also see a little bit more of Luke from the inside. You're going to get to know his character a lot more.
We see Luke on the outside a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We definitely do. We see a lot of Luke.
Boys are going to see a lot more of Luke. You keep it up.
I think in general we can just confirm there will not be a lot of shirts worn in season 2.
Yes! But we like it, baby.
And you mentioned that Jocelyn is awake. How is that going to be for you and for Clary?
Without speaking for Kat, but speaking for Kat, I think that the relationship between Jocelyn and Clary, I think every mother-daughter relationship has its ups and downs, and you're definitely going to see that in season 2. Just as every relationship has their ups and downs, and you're going to see what I go through just dealing with Jocelyn because now she's awake. I have to confront her about things. So, we'll see what happens.
And between Clary and Jocelyn as well, Clary grew up so much and matured so much over the course of the first season, but because Jocelyn obviously wasn't present for that, she still sees her as the little girl that started episode 1. So dealing with that shift in their relationship and getting Jocelyn to see her as a Shadowhunter and as more of an adult moving forward is a bit difficult. And their relationship does go through its ups and downs, but that's all part of their journey.
And I think that speaks to what's going on in the second season. The whole world expands. The whole show expands. Everything is bigger. The stories are deeper. We learned so much from the first season, and we're so happy to share it with all of you guys. And more importantly, who feels like giving Matthew to Dario a kiss? Come around on this side, guys.
We can do a hug.
Side over here.
We can do a hug. It's a hug.
Keep going. Talk about the show.
Esther said it was okay. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gee, I love you too.
I'll be back.
I just want
Now I understand that in addition to the action and all the relationships, there's also some...
She's here. We're all part of it. Darren, you guys want to talk about it? Great deal of Stitcher fame did a phenomenal episode. And there's this guy, this kind of, I don't know if you know him, where
Where did we get that?
How do you smell?